Saturday Meditation, June 7th, 1980. LL Research, channeling Latwii. Carla, channeling. I am inaudible, and I greet you in the love and the light of the Creator. I have been given special dispensation to be with you this evening, for it was the wish of our planetary consciousness that we be here to speak. Those members of our Confederation whose work is the Father's, whose grief is the most difficult to bear. For you, my sisters, have been sent into the inaudible. And although you freely inaudible, for the sake of the planet, we love you, and you know that we do not flatter you when we say this, for you are doing inaudible. We are grateful that you have inaudible, forgotten. At this point, several minutes of the recording of this session are inaudible. We continue with Carla channeling. I am Latwii, and I greet you in the love and the light of the infinite Creator. We are sorry we are disturbing your cat. However, we are most privileged to be able to add our voice to the sister who is speaking from the planetary confluence of inaudible. We thought that she was a bit gloomy, but that is understandable considering the duty that Hatonn is doing at this time. Working with those in the Middle East would make anyone gloomy. My friends, we ask you at this time to look at the road ahead of you and accept it with joy. You do not know what the road will bring. It bends, it curves, it will have branches. Accept it now. When you have eased your mind, then you will be able to be free in the present moment. We are aware that you are becoming conscious of the times to come. Those are parts of a road that has not yet turned up in your experience. We ask that you experience the road of today. Your people are very nice for the most part and sincerely want to help, but they are very serious. And we feel that healing lies in a true understanding of joy. If a person has never felt joy, it can cause tremendous damage, for it is a profound emotion. You will find people who have been overjoyed in tears very often, for this is the expression among your peoples of sorrow, and yet it is also the expression of joy. That is how unused your people are to joy. We ask you to remember your heritage. Invest this portion of your life with the full power of yourselves, for you are joyous people who dwell on a sad, dark planet. There is no need for you to hide, as your holy work says, your life under the bushel. In whatever your situation, be yourself. And in being yourself, your joy will flow from you like wine from a new bottle, for each of you has within you the spring of eternal joy. We do not understand why you allow so much insignificant details to clutter up the mind and keep you from radiating this joy. You are aware that this is your primary function in altering the planetary consciousness, and yet it is a continual difficulty within each of your lives to allow the minor difficulties of the day to be as they are and to allow your native joy to shine forth. We ask you to consider how you feel, each about the other. Each of you finds the other to be beautiful and joyful and most adored. If all of you feel that way, there must be something to it. Therefore, we ask you to have confidence in yourself as well as in each other. At this time, I would open the meeting to questions. Questioner, inaudible. Latwii. I am Latwii. I am with this instrument. In two parts, the defense against the psychic is metaphysically another psychic. That is, if you vibrate in love and light, that is the best defense you can offer. It is a generalized one, but unless you wish to engage in metaphysical warfare, thus stooping to the level of those who, inaudible, and becoming adept at certain kinds of magic that are not without taint, there is nothing specific that you can do. It is, to be simply stated, a matter of somewhere between 5 and 20 years of research that the United States has not done because it was pure research, and that the Russians have done because they have a long view of inaudible. To answer the second part of the question, you must understand that each entity upon your planet is the creator, and each creator has complete free will to mold his own universe. Those who wish to use their psychic powers in a negative capacity are completely able to do so, unless they are greedy. If they simply use them for the supposed good of their world, as they understand it, they are able to maintain their gifts. This is their birthright. Negativity is a very viable alternative to the people on Earth, and it is not denied by the infinite Creator to His children. The choice is theirs. The only thing that is denied at this time by us is the murdering of souls on the inner planes by nuclear devices. We are aware of the possibility of nuclear war and have no intention of stopping it, for that is not our right. However, your peoples do not understand that the emanations from such devices penetrate into the finer densities of existence in your sphere and can disrupt vibratory patterns and personalities, so that they must revert back to the very beginning of the cycle of existence. This is not understood by your people. Therefore, it is not against their free will if we do not allow this to happen. Therefore, we are able to prevent it. Do you wish to question us further, my sister? Questioner, inaudible. Latwii. My sister, by the time your peoples become aware of the finer dimensions, they will not want to use nuclear devices, inaudible, themselves. We are here for the transition. We expect the transition to take some more time of your years. We are terrible at naming your years, but we believe that it is approximately 30 of your years. The effects will be complete and the new vibration will be established. Once this is done, those who are not able to stand the higher vibrations will have perished, either by war or by natural calamity, or by the simple maturation of old age, as your physical beings have such a short lifespan. Those who remain in the higher vibration will not want to part from each other. They will be able to see the brotherhood of man as a reality and not a phase. Do you wish to question further? Questioner, inaudible. Latwii. We cannot speak in any certainty now. There are so many possibilities that it is as if a teacup had 200 cracks in it, and you knew it was going to break but you did not know which one would go first and how it would fall, or if, when it fell, how it would hit. There are probabilities due to the fact that some of the faults that run through your Earth's crust are very unstable. By that, of course, we refer to the fault that runs from California to what you call Alaska. And also the fault that runs through what you call England. These are somewhat unstable. There are many, many other unstable areas in the country, but we do not know, shall we say, how the dice will fall. The forces of light upon your planet have so far done a tremendous amount of alleviation of destruction, so that those natural changes that have taken place have been much less difficult and dangerous to human entities than they might have been, had not light centers such as yours been inaudible. Thus, we of course urge you to continue to send love to your troubled planet as we inaudible. We feel that you are already aware of some of the dangers of your dwelling place. Is this not true, my sisters? Questioner. Inaudible. Latwii. That is correct. That is also correct. Questioner. Inaudible. Latwii. You are extremely correct. Questioner. Inaudible. Latwii. Those would be good. Questioner. Inaudible. Latwii. Less good. There are places in the East which are very stable, but those places in the West which are in your mind have great potential for not only being stable, but for attracting those of like mind, so that those who dwell there will be able to work together. That is inaudible. There is less possibility of stability as we head towards the West Coast. You must not place too much emphasis upon our words, for we are looking at a probability sheet, and as you know, long shots do come in. However, the favorite at this point is not the mountains of the East or the mountains of Canada, but rather those mountains called the Rocky Mountains. Questioner. Inaudible. Latwii. I am Latwii. I do not know, my sister. That will be up to you. You may not yet be tested. However, we would advise you to practice, as this instrument would call it, being cool. The only way to present yourself to destiny is with the knowledge that if you live, you live, and if you die, you die. And since you are an eternal being, it does not matter. With this attitude, you can work your way through most situations with a minimal of disquiet. It may sound cold-hearted, but believe me, the time to sit on your emotions is the time when you most want to express them. You must realize that in the creation of the Father, there are many distortions of love. When you view a distortion of love, you may not intellectually realize in that moment that this distortion will eventually begin its positive evolution towards love in its true state. But if you train yourself from time to time, the muscle memory, shall we say, will give you strength. As you know, we are with you. And although we cannot keep you from losing your physical vehicle, if a mountain falls upon you or sea washes over you, we can certainly guard your infinitely precious soul. That will never be in any danger. We hope that this gives you some comfort. We realize also this will not stop you from being afraid, but we like to point out that most brave people are afraid. Is there another question? Questioner. Inaudible. Latwii. I am Latwii. You are correct in a sense. Do you wish any further information? Questioner. Inaudible. Latwii. You are coming in contact with your teacher, who has been dealing with you for some time. Your lessons do not have any connection with your physical life in this density at this time. Rather, with the continuing evolution of your true self in its whole capacity. This part of your education is something that you could not do without. Nor could most of those who are called apples or wanderers by this instrument. The vibrations of your adopted dwelling place are such that it is very difficult for most of you to receive consciously the continuing lessons that you desire in your spirit self. Therefore, they must take place when your spirit is released through sleep. Does this answer your question, my sister? Questioner. Inaudible. Latwii. No, my sister, that is not precisely the reason for the separation. You were brave and desired to help the planet in which you now dwell. However, you were extremely reluctant to leave the very concentrated study. It was your whole existence previously. Thus, you did not invest your earthly personality with the giant helping of your true personality, but reserved a generous portion of it for continuing your study. This has caused you to feel as you described. The possibility of uniting the astral or ethereal self and the S-self, as you may put it, is quite good, and would only require that both the S-self and the astral or spiritual self requested the adjustment. However, we find that you are doing very well in aiding the planet, just as you intended. And therefore, any changes that you make in your personality are entirely up to your own personal discretion. For you are doing what you came to do. And we realize that is your answer. Does this aid you, my sister? Questioner. Inaudible. Latwii. I am Latwii. We believe that you are describing the sphere known as Earth. Inaudible. We have to agree with you. It is a difficult place at best. Now, let us seriously address your question. As we said before, there is no need for you to feel that you are shirking your responsibilities to your adopted planet, for you have invested your personality with a tenacity towards helping the planet. There is nothing lacking in that part of your personality. Also, you have not cut your ties with your teachers, but are continuing your education. This was a prerequisite to your coming here, for you could not have survived, or you could not have taken the vibrations. Therefore, your fears are groundless, and you do not have to feel guilty about yearning to go back home, for you have made arrangement to bring a little bit of home with you. And we repeat, those who are fond of the man-made creation upon your planet are either not paying attention or are somewhat negatively polarized. You have a beautiful sphere upon which to live. It is unfortunate that the entities upon this sphere are not as beautiful in their manifestations of love and service to others. We would find it very, very unusual that a wanderer could feel at home in such an atmosphere. The instrument through which we speak, for instance, has never been able to live well in this atmosphere of distrust and hostility, and the vibrations have affected her body, although her spirit is very brave. The one known as B is the most serene soul of the three of you. However, she too would give anything to be at home again. Therefore, rest easily, for each of you, having made the sacrifice and followed through with your decision, are doing what you came to do. And there is nothing more to be said and not guilt to be felt because you do not like some of the excesses of negativity in this sphere. We ourselves have spent most of our time working in the inner dimensions and inaudible. Unfortunately, the tape recording this session ends here, therefore ending our transcript.
Go forth then, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the one infinite Creator.